It is it's Thursday, May 24th, 2018. If you're watching this, you just caught us live. That's okay. Well, live or recorded. Mike and I are going to kind of bullshit for the next
5 minutes.
5 minutes or so. So you could probably forward 5 minutes.
Well, about an hour and 5 minutes, actually, if you really consider it. It's pretty much all we do.
Yeah, that's true. Now, there's some good stuff tonight. There'll be some.
There's some
So hang tight. If you want to fast forward a little bit, you can. Or you can just stay here. If you're listening live, you can't fast forward unless you got some powers that we don't have. That would be, who's that Marvel, let's see, who is it? Doctor Strange. Yeah, he would have the time stone. So hang tight, we'll get started here in just a minute. Have you seen have you gotten seen any movies lately, Mike? See Deadpool?
No, there's so many I want to see. Yeah, I want to see Deadpool. There's another one I want to see too. I can't remember.
Have you seen Infinity Wars? Adventures?
No. Heard that's good too.
Yeah, that one was different for me. Like,
no, you didn't like it, really?
No, I didn't like it.
Okay.
Everybody, my family, they think I'm a heretic. They're like, "Oh, shut up! You're just trying to be contrarian or whatever." And I'm like, "No, it didn't. There was too many characters and too much stuff going on." And, anyways,
all right,
you should go see it. You should totally go see it because everybody else in my family just.
Well, Hannah really wants to see it, so I'll for sure see it because she's a huge, just like into that genre kind of person.
Yeah, and I think Solo opens tonight.
Mm-hmm.
So
right.
I'm definitely, I am definitely looking forward to that one. I had this thought of like maybe I'll just go sneak out tonight and go watch it.
Go see a movie.
Go see it. Yeah. And I think no, I committed. I got to go in for my birthday month. I've been doing these workout challenges just to kind of stay fit. And so at the beginning of the month, I ran a half marathon, which that's running is kind of an overstatement. It was 2 hours, 25 minutes. I ran half of it. I walked the other half. So but I got it done, right?
Yeah.
It's done. Then Monday and Tuesday, I biked 50 miles between the 2 days on a B-cycle, an Omaha B or a Heartland B-cycle, one of those blue heavy ass bikes. Those
things are not meant to be long
3
distance.
speeds.
Right.
I saw this guy. Yeah. So maximum effort. I got it done. Tomorrow morning, 5-mile walk on the treadmill, every quarter of a mile, 25 push-ups. So it'll give me 500 push-ups by the end of the workout. So
is tomorrow your birthday?
Saturday's birthday. So this is leading up to the big
day.
It's not going to be really that big. I'm going to podcast with Dave Jackson in the morning. I might take a nap. I'm going to go to Fairway.
Everyone should do on their birthday is take a nap.
We already talked about that. Sarah asked if I would go by my birthday because we're going to celebrate on Monday. So she's like, "Hey, would you go get your birthday stuff on Sunday?" Yeah, or Saturday. Yeah. Yes.
Sure. Definitely.
Yes. So we're going to get some steak. We're doing bacon wrapped for sure.
Very nice.
Yeah. Yeah. It's going to be sweet. And she's like, "What else?" And I'm like, "I don't know. What else do you eat with that?" I had steak, bacon. That's the vegetable.
Right.
Steak is the meat. Bacon is the vegetable.
Right. Who needs anything else? Potatoes, maybe.
That's it. I'll pick up some fries from McDonald's or something. That'll be good.
Yep. Some fries from McDonald's.
It's my birthday. I can do what I want. Right? I think that's what they say.
It's my party. I'll cry if I want to. Okay.
One year I planned my own birthday party.
Did you?
I did. I invited a bunch of people over.
Hey, I've done that before. I said, hey, like, we're all going out here,
Let's do this thing. Yeah. It was one of those things you're like, well, yeah. And I've been kind of thinking like, well, what kind of tech gadgets do I need? I don't. I'm like, I could I did. I should add this. I did pick up the Bit Defender box. This one, I put this on.
Oh, you did get that.
I did get it. It's working pretty good. Maybe talk. Hold on.
That's a full router, right?
It is. Yeah, and I was a little skeptical. It could do the job. We'll add that to the feature.
Okay.
I'll put it right there where folks can see it. Look at that. Boom. I paid for it. It's not like I'm giving them an advertisement. No, I paid for it. It was $150.
Not terrible.
So it's not too bad. No, No, it's cheaper than the on hub.
Yeah,
router.
Cheaper than a lot of the big routers.
Yeah.
Does it have Wi-Fi built in?
It does. It's slow. It's 100. It's 10100 though, unfortunately. Which isn't that weird?
What?
Yeah.
Oh, that would be a.
And so like I have 130 down, but I can't get it.
Dang.
Yeah, it is. That was a big bummer.
That's a huge bummer.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You're just like, well, why couldn't you just put gigabit?
Yeah.
In there? That's kind of weird.
It's super weird.
Well, in most cases, your Wi-Fi devices aren't going to take advantage of that anyway.
Yeah, they are.
Well, not your phone won't.
My phone will go up and down like 450
on Wi-Fi.
Yeah, megabits per second.
Okay.
Yeah, because I tested it with like iPerf. You can test what speed you could theoretically go at.
I guess yeah. So we could talk about that. Hello, Ken. Hello, Tony, out there in the chat room. Thanks for joining us, guys. We're going to give it just now, 8 o'clock in the Central Time Zone. So we'll give it another minute or two before we get started. Thanks for joining us. Micah, really. Oh, I haven't even opened those part of the notes yet. I should probably get that intro.
So 2 weeks ago, we talked about the Raspberry Pi gaming arcade.
3 weeks.
I set it up. I stayed up all night.
Really?
Not all night. But I was up for a long time down here playing with it. But I still cannot get the controller. The Xbox controller works in the main menu, but I can't get it to work in the game. So I was like pulling my hair out. I tried all the solutions I found online, and I couldn't get it to work. So I kind of scrapped the project. But it was super weird. I was like, man, it was fun while it lasted, though.
Yeah.
I played on the keyboard for a while.
Kind of like crypto.
Yeah.
It was fun while it lasted.
Yep. That could be the crypto tagline.
Dave announced on Reset this week that he's completely out of the GPU mining side, and he's dropped Burst for the most part. It was so funny because he's like, I'm done with Burst. I'm not going to do it until I decide to do it again. I might do it again. It may, I might just fire that back. I may put that in another box. Like he was totally resolved not to do it ever, not to do any more of it. And
he's doing it again.
30 seconds, he had convinced himself, build a new box, set it up.
That's how it works. That was like me after I gave up GPU mining. I was like, I kind of want to get back into it now. Yeah. I've been hitting blocks. It's been great.
On Burst?
Yeah.
I have not. I'm 2
weeks or something like that.
Oh, man, God. Drives me nuts. I should be just
maybe there wasn't that many.
Be nailing it, and I'm maybe doing 2 or 3. We can save it for crypto.
Yeah, and I'll talk about it.
Yeah, let me kick this thing off, and then we'll do this thing. Here we go. Working, Peter? Are you out there? Are you Spreaker working? Okay, 1, 2. Yeah, we'll just. Oh, I should turn this on. Somebody thought that was a mirror. This screen. Oh, I think.
Oh, if it's black, it does.
Well, I turned the PC off. That was running it. All right. Well, we're not going to screw with it. We'll just leave it. In crypto, in the post show in the crypto, I kind of. Well, I have to tell you the story what I did.
Okay.
We'll save it for the end. All right. Let me do this thing. Switch over. All right, here we go. This is the Average Guy Network, and you have found Home Gadget Geeks show number 356, recorded on May 24th, 2018. Here on Home Gadget Geeks, we cover all the favorite tech gadgets that find their way into your home. News, reviews, product updates, and conversation, all for the average tech guy. I'm your host, Jim Collison, broadcasting live from the AverageGuy.tv studios in Bellevue, Nebraska. That literally, Mike, we went from winter at the beginning of May to summer here at the end of May.
Zero spring. There was no transition. Hey, you want to be, 20 degrees or 90? No difference.
It was so crazy. I went out for a bike ride on Monday, and it was really, really nice. Maybe that was the one day of spring. It was like 72 degrees. It was beautiful. No humidity. Tuesday, 90 and hot and humid already. And it's like, holy crap. So we're in the throes of summer. I know probably where you're listening, unless you're down under, you are probably headed into summer as well. And so we have a lot of hot weather to complain about, at least coming up for the next couple months. Of course, you can catch all the show notes for this show, and there'll be a few of them out there out at theaverageguy.tv. Don't forget, you can subscribe using our mobile app. Easiest way to probably listen to us on the road if you want to do it live. Many of you are doing it, and you just head out to homegadgetgeeks.com. Download the app for free. You can listen on the road, after the fact, whatever, it's out there for you. I'll replace that. If you wait, I don't know, 3, 4, 5 days afterwards, you can use that app. I replace the video or the audio, the live audio, with edited audio. And so you can catch it out there as well. So get it and download it. Don't forget, if you're on Apple, if you're in the Apple Podcast app, you can subscribe, rate, and review right from there. Nobody ever does, and it's okay. I'm not hurt or offended that nobody ever rates or reviews this podcast. It's okay. I'm not bitter about it at all. But if you want to, you can. I'm just saying it'd be nice. Subscribe. If you're on YouTube, subscribe. We have 2 channels, by the way, on YouTube. We have a live channel and we have a recorded one. Subscribe on both if you want to know. If you want to know when we're going live, subscribe there. If you want to know when I drop the recorded version, subscribe there. But get one of those subscribed. All right, just get it done. And then like a bunch of you have, so appreciate that. And then if you listen over on Spreaker, you can do what you do over there. We want to thank Micah Librant for coming on 2 weeks ago. Last week, I'm going to be 100% honest with you, Mike. I got to Thursday. I said, I don't want a podcast. Like I was tired. Like it's one of those, I'm sure you have this probably more now than ever, but all my children, my interns, arrived at Gallup last week.
And you got 15 of them. That's way more than I have. So
I got 15 new children all at once. And I just didn't have the energy. So I appreciate you guys letting me have the week off. Mike, I know how you feel now. You probably feel this way all the time with having a couple at home. You're like, oh, dude, I just want to sleep. Like 9 o'clock, you're in bed, right?
I just miss the ability to just on the weekends just say, I'm going to take a nap. Like you just can't do that. You just can't like, I'm going to take a nap or, I'm going to go to bed early tonight. It's not an option. No. And I still have that option, but I need to do it more. It's just, anyway, so I appreciate, we took last week off. Because, when you create a podcast like this, it's not just an hour or 2 or even 3 on Thursday nights. No,
it's another 2 hours of the video editing, getting it uploaded, putting it all in the right places, getting the audio done, writing the show notes, getting it posting to all the different sites we post to. And so, you've done this before. So it takes, I podcast with Dave Jackson from 9:30 to 11. And then I would do a little bit before and a little bit after. And all of a sudden your whole morning's gone, Right. And so by not podcasting on Thursday, I actually get my Friday nights back and I get my Saturday, not all of the mornings back, but I get a little bit of that Saturday back. And so it is nice when I take a little downtime, it is nice to get that weekend back and have that time. So if you're listening and you're wondering where the heck were they last week, or you're just playing catch up, that happens too. I know many of you are behind and you're listening. Appreciate you guys giving me the week off. Don't forget, we got a little crypto conversation. We'll catch you up on that. I know a lot of you don't listen to that, and we're going to still do it. So it'll be out there if you want to follow along what's going on. Actually, some big news from me and a little bit from Mike around crypto. So if you want to stay around for the post show, we'll talk a little bit about that. I know even a lot of the live listeners might kind of drop off. I've got some interesting things, I think, to say about crypto tonight. So stay around and listen in the post show. All right, let's dig in a little bit. One of the things I do want to let people know, if you haven't, and I know a lot in our community have this NVIDIA Shield. And so if you have one of those, new update available. There's a new UI. I think you got to go get it and bring it down. It'll probably update automatically if you don't do anything. I don't use mine very much, so I'll probably need to pop over there and get that. But Android Oreo is out and the update's available. If you've got a Shield, and I know a lot of our listeners do, go out there and check that out. It's supposed to have kind of a new UI associated with it. And of course, Android always does things perfectly. No, they don't. And, so you will be, although they have a lot better track record than Windows, apparently, these days. So check it out. Mike, do you do a Shield?
I don't, but I was going to, so I'm an Xbox One guy. That's our main hub in our living room, for all of our apps and stuff like that. So I thought the Shield was your main media device in your living room.
Well, it's going to make it that, but Sarah won't really leave the media center until it doesn't work anymore. Like, okay, she knows it works, it's recording, I still get guide data.
Right.
Like, it works. It doesn't, like, Plex still does some weird things on recordings. And the Xbox or the media center just does it like it's supposed to 95% of the time.
Right.
So she's not going to move until I've told her we're going to have to move at some point. Like this is your next move onto the Shield. Okay. Well, but I'm not going to move until I have to.
Right.
So yeah. So Tony says they're on the Shield with the PS View. Wife does well with it. Yeah. I have no problems with once we move to it, she'll be fine. She just doesn't want to learn something new. She's just like, nope. This is where I want to be. It works, and I'm fine with that. Actually, it's sitting there waiting, ready.
Yeah, the Plex client on the Xbox actually has a lot more problems than every other device. So it cannot do direct play and direct stream for any TV recorded stuff. It just doesn't work. So you have to turn that off. And there's still, like you said, with TV, it's still not perfect. But that's one of the reasons we still love YouTube TV is because now we can just use their DVR. It's unlimited. You're not going to have anything wonky. The only thing you're missing out on is commercial skipping.
Yeah, and $40 a month.
Sure, yeah, only $40 a month. Not bad, I don't think.
Yeah,
for cable channels and your local and unlimited DVR.
Yeah, I bumped my Cox to unlimited a couple months ago because we were running a ton of crypto stuff and storage and Burst. Burst isn't really that intensive, but storage for sure. Yes. And then Saya was doing some weird things, and I got close, and I ended up paying almost as much as I would for an unlimited plan. And the extra, it was like 100, and actually I think I did pay more. To be honest, I think I paid more
because they're expensive.
I know it's $10 for 10 gig over or something like.
I think 10 for right? 50.
50, right?
Right.
And I blew through it, man. It was like I did. So I took the unlimited plan. And then for April, I ended up doing about 3.7 terabytes of bandwidth on the unlimited plan. Yeah. Storage and Saya were just cranking. Plus, we'll talk about this a little bit later. I upgraded my backups to Backblaze, and I've mentioned that here. I'll talk about that here in a little bit. But that was getting 1.5 of that is getting all my backups up there as well. But so I've been watching the trend, and now I'm trending under 500 gig. So it's kind of like, well, I think I'm probably going to call them and downgrade back to the regular plan. That stores have really calmed down. They were doing a lot of testing, and so they were sending out packets of storage that they weren't real, but they were real, if that makes sense. Like they weren't customer data. They weren't actually data from customers storing. It was them running tests. And so they were creating this artificial data and sending it on the network to do some testing and stuff. Well, man, it was chatty. And so paying an extra $50 a month for unlimited is nice. I don't have to worry about it. All of a sudden, I don't care what movies we watch or how many we download,
I've been thinking about doing that on my Verizon because I know you're on Sprint and you still have unlimited, but we don't. And it wasn't an issue until Emmett. We've turned into the typical parents that if Emmett is like crying on a car ride down to the farm, it's like, hey, get Daniel Tiger out and stream Daniel Tiger, right? But like we didn't realize we are now blowing through our 8 gig limit. It's not much when you start streaming those. So I'm like, we might need to go to the unlimited. That Verizon.
What's the price difference?
See, I don't know. I need to check into that and see what the difference would be. I know that the one thing I didn't like about it was on the Verizon Unlimited, they do not allow you to use a corporate discount. So if your company gets like a 10% discount, they won't apply that to an unlimited plan. Okay. I don't think it's too much more. I'll probably just end up switching to it. It's probably worth it just to not even have to worry about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's one of those things you kind of think I could set up my phone as a hotspot and run all that crypto stuff when it's getting intense, run it that way.
Right.
And because that's unlimited and take it back. I don't know. It's been an interesting question. I think this is where we fall into this weird, like, $50 is not, hey, $50 is $50, but to have that peace of mind, like, hey, I don't ever have to think about my bandwidth again. I went years that way. And then Cox did the 1 terabyte plan. And I thought that was going to be enough, but as we've tried this crypto stuff, I blew through those. Yeah, no, and you can't, the problem is you can't control those services. Like you can't, yes, you could say, okay, I'm only going to give it 500 meg. Well, first of all, you won't make anything on 500 meg. You got to give it terabytes. And so like, I probably gave it 16 terabytes of available space, not thinking like, holy crap, if it actually tries to use all that.
Yeah, you're gonna start blowing through stuff. And on top of that, with Cox, where you and I live, we only get about 10 meg up for our upload speed. And if your file services start eating up that, like try to have a FaceTime call or a video call or do a Skype call or podcast with any of that stuff running, and it chokes it. If we had gigabit, it wouldn't be a problem because it's not gonna throttle that upload speed.
Right. Right.
But it gets really hard when you have all these things competing for that 10 meg up. That's not a lot of bandwidth to play with.
No, and I'd come in and I'd have to check, I'd check my phone. Okay, what's running? What's uploading? Do I gotta shut some things down? Do I need to turn some things off? Just so I could podcast. That wasn't even a bandwidth issue. And now then thinking okay, I feel all of a sudden I feel super European. Like I have to keep track of every single thing I'm doing, to make sure. So it was, I don't know. Certainly that bandwidth has slowed down. I still have those two services. I still have Saya, although Saya is broken at the moment. I put it in the new Bitdefender box, which we'll talk about here in a few minutes. And I cannot get Saya past it. It comes on and then it says it can't reach the server anymore. And I've done port forwarding and all that stuff you're supposed to do. Whatever reason, it's stopping it. So we'll talk some more about that in post show as well. But so, I've got a kind of decision, it's like, hey, do I think, midway through the cycle. So I got a couple weeks before I need to do anything, but I think I may call them and drop it back down to the $90 level, which is still pretty expensive. Some of you listening have shared with me, you get way more for less than that.
That's what I've heard too.
Yeah. It's a little frustrating when you tell me that, by the way. I'm like, not a good thing. We used to have such good pricing, but
I know.
It's just not there. And even CenturyLink, who's supposed to provide some kind of, competition, doesn't. Not out here in Bellevue.
And not out here in Elkhorn either.
Okay. Yeah, they're not. So there's some things going on with that. If you've got that NVIDIA Shield, it's been a slow time for media servers. Just whatever's out is out. And there hasn't been a lot of new stuff out there, but get that updated to Oreo. If you've got one of those. One of the things, just a side note, we won't spend a lot of time, but there was a service I used for quite a few years called Stumble Upon, and it was back in the
Stumble Upon. That was in high school, we all had our laptops in high school, and once someone discovered Stumble Upon, that was the killer of a lot of people's grades in high school.
Well, it was an era of, content discovery on the internet was like the radio. You would just. Right. You would randomly try to find things. And Mike, do you think have your surfing habits changed in the last 5 or 6 years? And where do you think, are you still like randomly looking for things? No. Or why do you think that's changed? What do you think?
That's a good point. I mean, I have my standard stuff I need to go to.
Yeah.
And I think it's because our social media sites feed us that random bits that we need, right? Like we don't need to go searching because we find random videos on stuff. Like you scroll through your feed and you see interesting science videos, you see a bunch of different stuff. So I don't think there's really the need. Social media has like curates that stuff now for you, whereas we didn't have that before.
Yeah.
So Stumble Upon was it.
Yeah, it was. I think that was a precursor to a lot of the Facebook and the Twitter and some of those socially aggregated feeds, right, where we're getting them from our friends now, which is good and bad. As we learn
the same stuff over and over, though. It's hard to find that really unique stuff to stumble upon.
It is. If you can get something to go viral, it gets amazingly viral. Yeah. But it's not like I don't think the internet is as spread out as it used to be. And so we're kind of it's what allowed the 2016 election here in the United States to go awry like it did, because if you make an influence on Facebook or you make an influence on Twitter, and you really only have to attack one or two surfaces to get that kind of exposure and that kind of manipulation going, right? Where before, okay, you're gonna have to really do some work to get, in a world where things weren't aggregated on social, you didn't have to worry about that as much. And I'm not gonna here to debate good or bad. That's just what it is. And so I too was thinking, like, how do I get my news?
Yeah.
And it's a random Twitter or Facebook thing. That's really the two.
Wall Street Journal, where I log in every morning.
Right.
I get my financial news, my market
news app on my phone. I'll go to in the morning sometime.
You use that?
I do.
I should check that out.
What's there?
Yeah. No, it is there, and I haven't really used it.
Kind of keeps me up to date on what's going on politically. I check the market. I check, price of Bitcoin, some of those kinds of things in that.
Right.
Check it once a day. There's plenty. We have plenty of TVs around Gallup where you can see the news all day. So you can pop by and kind of see. The other thing, I've subscribed to some news-like channels on Facebook. I'm sorry, on YouTube. And so I get alerts whenever they have a new video out.
Yeah.
So I'm finding, I've been, I don't know about you, but I've been following the Kilauea, volcano, the eruptions going on in Hawaii right now.
Yeah, my buddy is actually flying to Hawaii today. I'm like,
really?
Yeah.
Well, hopefully he's not going to the Big Island.
No, he's going to Maui, I think.
Good. Yeah, the Big Island is a mess. And so I've been getting some news from those interesting niche news sources just on YouTube. And so every day I check my YouTube feed. I watch my crypto update on YouTube. I follow this family that's building a timber frame house in Idaho on YouTube. I get, I look for, I've been watching this channel called Honest Trailers, which is just super funny. It's this movie voice guy, but it's like, he tells you kind of the real funny stories about the movies.
Okay.
Instead of, it's called Honest Trailers. It's pretty funny. Right? It takes every movie and just kind of chops it down.
Have you ever watched Philip DeFranco?
Oh,
no. Philly D is pretty good. If you want, he brings the news. He brings pop culture news a lot, but he brings the big stuff too. You're going to think he's like a joke at first, the first time you watch him. Then you'll realize he does a really good job. But he does it in more of an entertaining way, a way that especially the younger generation can watch.
Is that like a John Oliver style then, the way he's doing it? Have you ever watched John Oliver?
A little bit, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I haven't watched John Oliver that much, but from what I've seen, yeah, it does seem.
Yeah, I like Oliver. But anyways, back to the point. I'm getting those through aggregations on social, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter. So goodbye to Stumble Upon. It's off. A lot of those sites were gone a long time ago. But it's been online for 16 years.
It's impressive.
Isn't that crazy?
It's a good run. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I wonder how many users they were getting at the end, though.
Yeah, I don't know. I think they had at their peak, they were at 40 million users.
Okay.
It was just like Dig. Did you know Dig? Did you know the site dig.com?
Yep,
Same idea, right?
That was Kevin Rose. Kevin Rose, thank you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Kevin Rose. Yeah, Dig, one of the most popular podcasts in its day, Dig Nation. And they just, that kind of flamed out on them, that reached this peak of frenzy. And those two guys, I forget the other guy's name. Did you say it? Kevin Rose and there was another guy. Anyways, all they would do is get on and talk about it. They would read 5 news stories and just talk about it.
Yeah.
They did some live appearances. They were super popular. And then
Alex Albrecht.
Yeah, there we go.
Anthony Rayner.
Yeah.
Coming in clutch.
Right. They were just gone one day. Just as quickly as it had come, it had gone. So goodbye, Stumble Upon, if you were using that. I still submit to Dig. I still submit this podcast to Dig.
Do you really?
Yeah. I don't know. It's one click on YouTube. So
yeah, it's true.
It's not like it takes much. But I used to go to Stumble Upon, and then something weird happened where I couldn't get the feed in there or something, and I was just like, screw it. It's not worth it. So Mike, where are you doing your cloud storage these days? Because I think we're on the cusp of another cloud storage war that could be coming up. When you think about where you store, not backups, but just where you're storing your music files and photography stuff, where are you doing that at?
So all of my document files are Dropbox. My photos are the Apple photo library, and music is all streamed on Spotify. And everything else that I have music-wise is stored locally here on hard drives. But we use Spotify for all of our music. So between Dropbox and Apple Music, a little bit of Google Drive if it's business related. So if it's Upshot, that's through the Google business apps. That's all through OneDrive. And then for work at Carson, it's OneDrive.
Okay. And so are you paying?
I'm literally using all of them.
Are you paying personally for any of those services?
All of them, I think.
Oh, really?
I think I'm paying for Dropbox. I'm paying for 2 different business accounts on Google, and which isn't that expensive. I think it's like $5 a user or $15 a month, maybe something like that. And then for Apple, it's only like $2 a month for the plan I have.
And how much storage do you get for that? Probably not a lot.
Say like
200 gig.
500 gig.
Okay, something like that. That's still pretty good if it's that much. Everybody's about the $10 for $10 a month. Let's say $120 a month for a terabyte. That's kind of, there's some variations of that, and you can find some cheaper plans. But basically, I think Amazon announced this week they just picked it up to 2 terabytes. So now 2 terabytes for $120. I kind of think others are going to maybe follow. So you might want to, if you are paying for your cloud storage somewhere and you got a lot of it, and if if you're pushing it right to the 1 terabyte limit, you might want to look through or kind of keep your eye on what's going on with cloud storage, because I think you may be able to. Here's the pain, right? Though, so I have it at Google. Let's say I've got 1 terabyte at Google. I'm paying the same price. I could get twice that at Amazon. Then I got to move it.
Yeah. See, but it's not that hard to move it if you're just on one machine. You just drag and drop over to the new app.
Yeah, but that's a lot of bandwidth, my friend.
Yeah, true. Depending on how much you have.
That's true. You got to bring it down and put it back up. Yeah,
that's a good point.
Yeah. So, they kind of get you locked in on some of those where now, again, back to our early discussion about bandwidth, if I have a 1 terabyte limit and I'm going to move these things, it's going to take me a month or so to get it all moved, and it's going to consume bandwidth every single second. I mean, it is one of those, as we get bigger and bigger and bigger file stores in the cloud, moving off of those is not just like, oh, I'm just going to transfer it across my local network anymore.
Yeah, right.
I'm going to move it from one home server to another. No, you're not. And it's becoming, when CrashPlan made its announcement last year, pricing change, Mike Howard just went through the roof. And like, I can't, you can't trust him, and this is evil. And I didn't really understand at the time, it's kind of like, Mike, just move. But Mike has an enormous amount of storage. And, I just recently changed over to Backblaze from CrashPlan. CrashPlan's doing some weird stuff, and it just wasn't working right. So, Mike, I think I said on the show here maybe even 2 months ago, I was making the move over to Backblaze.
Yeah, because that's what got me interested in it. I think we found at the same time. Relatively.
Yeah. And so I started moving data, and it takes a while. And I have like 1.5 terabytes.
I know. That's my thing too. I'm moving over 2.5 terabytes, and it's taken months. I can't imagine what he had to go through. Mike Howard, I mean, he's got, 15 terabytes, did he say, of stuff? It's going to take over a year.
Yeah, it could take a long time. And,
what happens when that goes out in between then, So for him, that's a big deal.
Yeah. And how do you verify that all the files have come across? And I mean, it's a big nightmare. Ken says in the chat room, there was a service where you could transfer directly between services. Yeah. And I think it was, what was the name of that? There were a couple cloud-based, not always free, and they didn't have everything. And, in this case, I'm pretty sure they were only cloud services like Google, and they didn't cover some of the backups. They may have gotten better. I haven't looked at them in a while. But still something. Yeah. Mover.io, says Tony. Man, Tony is he's on the answer wagon today. He's always good at that. Mover.io I think, didn't we interview them? Might have even interviewed
Mover?
Them. Yeah.
Did we?
I think I did. Maybe not you. This could have been
not me. Yeah, I don't think I could have been
pre. This could have been pre
Uyghur.
They're not free. They're charging out there. I wonder what their services are now. There may be some free moves, but it's something considering. Like I don't think it's common for the average guy to have that nailed down. Like, okay, how am I going to move from Google to OneDrive, or how am I going to move from my backups from Backblaze to CrashPlan? I did get in the month, my bandwidth's down so much now because everything transferred over. I was able to get about 1.5 terabytes in let's say 35 or 40 days. It was not quite a month, but it was just a little bit over getting that over there. I was pleasantly surprised. My April bill on Backblaze for that, of course, April's going to be smaller because all the data wasn't there. $2.50 was let's just say it's less than a terabyte.
Right.
Okay. Oh, it's not too bad.
No.
So everything is there. My May bill, $6. Still not bad. 1.5.
Still not bad at all.
$6. I rarely touch it. I'm coming off that Moro, that Moro data device, which smartly caches everything. So it keeps everything I'm using local and only sends it to the cloud if there's a change or if it needs to be updated for some reason. But I'm not ever, I'm pulling back whatever I need. If it's local cache, it's never going to the cloud to get it. So it's that hybrid. And I have a terabyte there, so I'm in pretty good shape. Like, I don't feel like a lot of my files are going to go once they're in the cloud. I don't think I have to worry about it. A lot of that, what I'm going to use from here on out, is going to stay on that Moro data box. So, yeah, I was pleasantly surprised, Mike. I actually thought I would, the bill would be like $25.
Yeah, I would have been worried too, but
yeah,
pleasantly surprised. It's always good when that happens.
Yeah, no, $6. So a pretty good experiment when we think of. Did you do anything with Backblaze? Did you get anything over there? Or
yeah, it's still backing up. So my R710 is my new NAS until I stop doing burst, and it's sending stuff over there. So I capped it though. So in Backblaze on the desktop version, I know you don't have these controls on yours, but you can tell it exactly how much bandwidth you want to use. So I have it turned down. So I knew it was going to take a few months the way I said it. I don't let it just go full throttle. So it'll be done here, I think, at the end of this month, backing up.
Okay. Yeah. Well, and have you looked at the pricing at all? To
$60 a year for me.
Because you're using the desktop client for that. Right?
Exactly. Yeah. So which you can for the NAS, because my NAS is a Windows 10 box, so you can just use the desktop. It's unlimited for $60 a month. Not bad.
Yeah. No, it's a good way to do it.
So that's $5, but still not much cheaper. I mean, if you're at $7, right?
Yeah, that's what it looks like. And it may get like, it'll be interesting to see. That was moving data in. I pay if I pull it back out. I mean, I pay to put a little bit in. I pay a little bit for storage. Then I pay more if when you pull it down is when you really pay for that. You pay, the price got really cheap. I think
so. It's pulling down is more, huh?
Yeah, I think so. I have to double check. You know what?
That would make sense because you're going to put up a lot, but you don't need to pull it back.
Right. Yeah. I should take a look because they just changed prices too. Let's see if we've got a little price. Personal backup. And I'm using their B2 storage. So that's if you're following along at home, and I'm using their bucket or their, what do they call it? Because you go in and create, well, B2 is that way. And then you create a bucket and you say, hey, I want this bucket, and it gives you a number. And then I put that number in the Moro data box, and it automatically connects to it and then starts using that bucket of storage to get it done. Here, let's see if I can get, where are the prices when you need them, right? That's right. I'll keep looking, but it seemed pretty reasonable. And it'll be one of those things I'm going to kind of keep my eye on too. But it's that price per something. And, I'm oftentimes, I don't have the discipline to sit down and try and actually figure that out. It's like, well, I'm going to get close and that's going to be good enough. And we'll give it a shot that way. So if you're struggling with Crash Plan, so far so good on Backblaze. They've been pretty good. You can do it like Mike's doing it with the client backup, and $60 a year. Or if you want to run, if you've got more of a NAS or you want to run more than that, you can run it out through their B2 service. Give that a look as well. Hey, speaking of installs, you've had a little project going on. Dave McCabe has been all about wireless and mesh networking on Reset. If you haven't caught up on that, but are you doing a little Wi-Fi work at your place?
I am. Yeah, doing a little work. So this was all spawned because actually, so my father-in-law and mother-in-law, we got them installed with a Ring floodlight cam. I don't know if you looked at those. They're kind of cool. So the Ring doorbells, they also make a floodlight cam that goes where any floodlight you already had installed, attaches to the wires. It's got the camera on it. It's Wi-Fi. Well, we got it all set up for them down at their farm, and their Wi-Fi was just terrible. Like, I knew about it. They were using one of my old Airport Expresses, so those tiny little units, and it just wasn't enough Wi-Fi coverage for their entire house. So I told them, I said, hey, I've been looking to upgrade my Wi-Fi anyway. I will give you guys my Airport Extreme that I've been using as an access point. I'll give you guys that one. So when I got back home this week, I was like, okay, now's a good time to pull the trigger. So I've been looking at these Ubiquity access points, and they're pretty nice. Not necessarily the mesh networking, so they do have a mesh network solution. But so they're the Unify ones. So flat, look like a little space shuttle that you put up on your ceiling or on your wall. So this is the one I chose was the AP-AC Pro. So this has 3x3 MIMO, which is, they have 4x4 now, but 3x3 is still pretty good. Theoretical speeds, I think combined, they always add up the 2.4 and the 5 gigahertz. I think it's 1300 megabits per second compared to if you did 4x4, you'd get to 1700. But I'm not really transferring a lot of files over Wi-Fi. If I'm down here editing movies and transferring files, this computer is hardwired in the network. So I wasn't too worried about that. But the range on these things is incredible. So before I had the Airport Extreme, the newest edition, the AC version, and coverage on my house, I mean, I couldn't complain. It was actually pretty good. I got coverage everywhere. The basement was a little spotty, and then outside it wasn't as far as I wanted it to be. But this one unit, and it's actually pretty small. I mean, this is the box, and obviously the circle is smaller than your hand and super flat. So I put this in the ceiling, attached to the ceiling in my living room, and I was walking around the outside of my house, and it goes for a pretty long ways. And just the customizable options on the Ubiquiti side is fantastic. So you can install a controller if you want. So the controller is software that you can run on if you have like a server style computer, something that's always on in the home. You can run a controller, gives you a little bit more options, or they have now made it so that you can set these things up with your phone, kind of like more your traditional router access point, and then get everything up and going. So the thing I like about this though is that these are relatively cheap because they're just access points. I know a lot of people that get into this, they'll get one of these and like, well, I don't have any routing options. Well, these are straight access points, but the amount of options, once you get into that controller, you can customize a bunch of different stuff. I think it can have up to 4 SSIDs. You can VLAN tag all of them if you want. So I've got my main network. I've got a guest network that has a VLAN tag. So it plays very nicely with my pfSense router. But you got to make sure, like, if you don't have something like pfSense or a router in the background, you're going to have something else doing your routing. But I've been super impressed. I've had it up for about 2 or 3 days now. The amount of data it collects is very interesting. I'm not sure how that's all happening. I don't know if I didn't have the controller running, if the controller software running on my server, if I would be getting that sort of data. But it tells me what my biggest client is, who's using the most data, what the data current throughput is, all of that stuff, which is very interesting because I'm used to only getting that if you have the router on, right? Like pfSense gives me that data, but now I'm getting it if I look at the access point and look at the controller. So kind of interesting. But yeah, this was and here's a pro tip. If you have already a PoE switch, so I have a 8-port PoE switch in my attic because I was using it for my security cameras. There's 2 versions of this on Amazon, but you have to kind of hunt and peck for this one. This is the version without the injector. So they have a PoE injector usually with the $180 version. This is $120 without the PoE injector. So $60 you save by not needing that PoE injector. So if you already have one, you can save $60. So $120 for each of these, which for the amount of power they kick out is pretty impressive.
And how many did you get?
Just one.
Just one? And it's covering, you say it's
the
covering
entire house.
Nice.
Now I live in a ranch style
outside too.
Yeah. So that's what I was saying. I walked around outside. It's everywhere. So I live in a ranch style, so that's upstairs. I'm in my basement, and I get perfect signal down here as well. So it's the amount of power and all the power, you can actually customize it. So as you're going through, obviously picking your channels, but then picking the power output for each radio, there's a lot of options. It's got beamforming, so you can try and kick more people over to the 5G if that's what you want, or do more of a balanced between the 2 radios. And then it's also got airtime fairness, if that's something you're looking for. So if you are in a spot with a bunch of users, airtime fairness is going to help you out, kind of distribute the load throughout the people so you don't have one person that hogs all of the bandwidth. In a home, it's not going to make that much of a difference. You don't have enough users to really have one that's going to bog down the system. But if you were in a school environment or even a home, once my kids get older and they have devices, we could maybe turn that on and use it. So a lot of features packed in for a relatively cheap price point. They have the next level up, which is the HDs. Those are expensive. Those are like $300 an access point. So these ones have actually come down in price. So the AC Pro is $120. You can get the lower end models that don't have like 5 gigahertz. I don't know, but actually we might talk about this when you talk about your Bitdefender box. If you're okay with slower speeds, there's even really affordable versions of this. But I thought $120 was actually pretty affordable for a powerful access point.
And where'd you install it?
So right in the center of my home, our living room. So you've been in my house right now, living room, pretty much right above the sofa. It's right next to our ceiling fan. Super easy to install. Comes with the mounting thing, drilled a hole. For me, at least, my attic, I have access to it. And that, obviously I'm in a ranch, so it's very easy. I have this, I've posted about it. It's a super long drill bit, maybe 3 or 4 feet long. It's meant to go in, you can go down the wall. Well, I just shot it straight up. I went into the attic and I grabbed it and held onto the screw down below, and I pulled it, and you tape the wire to the bottom, just pull it out, and you're all set. So it was a 10-minute install.
Yeah. No, that's very, very cool. Mark Robson in the chat room says he wished there was a way to mute the motion on all his phones. I mute mine, my wife forgets, and the dogs go nuts with the motion chime. For the dollars, go ahead.
Yeah, no, I agree, Mark. So that was one thing when it was kind of odd to get used to setting up that ring for my mother-in-law and father-in-law. So they each have their own phone, and we installed on the iMac too. And you're right, it's kind of nice that one doesn't control all of them, because he might want the alerts because he's leaving, but she's at home, so she doesn't want them on. It is nice you can do it device by device, but you're right, there needs to be another toggle for turn all off on all devices so that it wouldn't alert it.
Yeah.
You got chimes going on everywhere.
Yeah. Yeah. And if it bothers the dogs, then.
Which I feel bad for him now, is because I suggested this for him. We got it all set up, and all of the videos are like frame. I'm like, it's super high def. You guys are going to love it. And then half the time it's like not connected because the Wi-Fi is just so bad there that, this weekend they're going to take back down my Airport Extreme, and hopefully all things will be fixed. I set up the Airport Extreme already, so all I have to do is plug it in. It's the same, SSID and password, so they shouldn't have an issue with it.
Everybody's going mesh. Everybody's going into the ceilings, and I'm still hooked on these. I have the Google OnHub router, which is just a cylinder, goes somewhere in the house, is kind of made to look cool. And I've been running that, I don't know, a year, maybe a little bit more. It's been a good little router. It's worked out fine. I was hoping Google would do more with it than they did. Like they were promising, we'll be updating it all the time and you'll get new stuff. And that's been a lie. They haven't been. And it's okay. I mean, it's a good router and they've been updating it and stuff, but it's not bad. Well, I'm a Bitdefender. I'm a Bitdefender guy, and I've been using Bitdefender for the last couple of years, and they keep pitching me on these boxes. And I bought version 1, which was a little seriously, it was like that big. Like it was a little box that big, and it had all kinds of problems. It wasn't powerful enough. I mean, they really tried to economize on this box, and it didn't work very well. So the next version they built, this is seriously big, and this router is as big as this box.
It looks like the OnHub. Is it the exact same size?
It's very similar. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So if you've seen an OnHub size, it's a bigger version of the Amazon, the Echo device that we all have, the cylinder, a little bit bigger than that. Comes with its own app. Price wise, $150. So. And you get a free year of unlimited antivirus with it.
You must have gotten a good price, because I'm showing $199.
Yeah, the $199 is kind of the standard. $250 is retail. $199 is where you get it everywhere else. And then they gave me, as a customer, they gave me the $150 deal.
Nice.
Okay, which is pretty cool. And maybe I'll hunt around to see if there's a link where I can give over other people that deal. If you're interested, send me an email, jim@theaverageguy.tv. I'll see if you're interested in that, if you need a router. Not a lot of people just replace their router on a whim. But it's got some security built into it. It's got an app, not as powerful as the OnHub app. OnHub app was nice. I could kind of control, I could give priority to a device. I could set up port forwarding on the phone. With the Bitdefender box, it's kind of a combination between your phone and the web. So you got a port forward on the web. You've got, and then, there's some limited stats on the phone if you kind of want to see who's going where, but if it's blocking things, if it's doing stuff, it's supposed to have all this smart intelligence to it where it blocks things internally. PCs are doing things they shouldn't be. And then of course it's got that ability to block stuff coming in as well, which is pretty cool. So I definitely have it as a, gate access. All my internet's going through it. And it's definitely making sure that things aren't getting in. Interestingly enough, you get a new router. It sets up everything 192, 192.168.1. Whatever. They use the 174. 172. 172.24, which is the same thing, private IP, can't get to it from the internet, all those other kinds of things. But I thought, oh, that's interesting that they actually picked a different one.
Right.
It's same thing, but it was a little bit different.
See, and I started out with Apple products, so I'm on the 10.0.1. Whatever.
Right.
That's I still, and even with PFSense, that's how I still run that's how I run everything.
Oh, I'm just a 192. That's the kind of the way I got into everything, 192.168. So good little box, biggest. It seems to stay cool. It hasn't gone down. I can't overload it. I have 25 devices on it. It comes with unlimited Bitdefender. Oh, and it even's got a little VPN piece that comes with it. So they give you a VPN for your phone that gives you 200 gig a month. Is that right? 200 gig or 200 meg?
Back to that box, almost like connecting back, or using an external service?
No, using an external service as part of it as well. Let me look and see what that is. Yeah, sorry, it's 200 meg, which isn't a lot, but what they're saying is like, hey, if you're in a place and you're going to do something and you absolutely need VPN, we'll take care of you. Like, use us and you can VPN out of here. That'll be enough to do whatever you need to do. Nice. Kind of like as an emergency service. They have a paid version of it as well. If you want to jump in there, I think it's $10 a month. Called their premium VPN. If you want to do it that way, there's other ways to get it done, and I could probably tunnel back this way too. The one big major drawback, it's got a 100 meg limit on it.
Okay, I was just gonna say that before you went there. I just looked it up, and it has gigabit.
Did it say that?
It did. And it even says the Wi-Fi is fast enough for gigabit.
Oh, it does.
Which is interesting.
So maybe I was looking at a review from an old one. Maybe it was the original one.
The original.
I bet it was.
I think we were both, because I had Googled it first, and I had found the original too, and I saw that it was 100. So I think this new one is gigabit.
What I did, good. Well, that's good. Then there's no complaints there.
There you go. The speeds are good.
Good enough. Well, what I did a speed test, and I thought, oh, well, I wonder what that's going to mean for me. I must never have been able on mine to get more than 100 down, when I was testing.
And I've noticed mine goes down after 5 o'clock. I don't know if Cox does something weird or if it's literally just everyone getting home and hitting the Cox service. But I know if I do my test between 8 and 5, then I get much higher speeds.
Yeah, well, that's good. That's even better that the speed's not throttled in there. I get a cool little activity report associated with it on the web. Like I said, I've got about 25 devices and a little. I can go to the hub and say, hey, tell me what's on my network and is it protected or not. It's also doing security scans all the time to say, I could probably flash it. I don't know if I'm gonna. I could probably spend $30 and get a new one.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to.
It might not even be that big of an issue. Yeah.
No. I don't really. I don't know. I should probably replace it. Right. It's just one of those things. Maybe when I move.
Although there's China's way into all the United States homes. Just a simple plug that we have plugged into our wall that's sitting back. It's phoning home. Sending all of our credentials and everything.
It's hijacked everything.
I thought I was just turning my lamp on and off. My bank account got hacked.
It's gone. Yeah, it's all gone. But it's been interesting. The kids, nobody has complained.
I was just going to ask you. So, family, are they getting any sort of errors, blocks?
Nope, I use the same SSID password, and they came on. I can see when they've.
They probably almost didn't even know that you switched.
Nobody said anything, and I forgot to tell them, like, oh, hey, I put a new router in, and they're like, no, it just works. Yeah. So it's been interesting. I'm going to continue to monitor it. There's a lot. All of a sudden, you kind of, if you're a security guy, there's a lot of stuff to look at, and you start getting crazy about, do I have the most recent updates on everything? Do I,
right.
And in some, on the crypto boxes, some of those miners throw off security warnings all the time.
All the time.
So I shut it off on those. Shouldn't, but I do. So then on the report, it says needs attention because it's not necessarily protected. It's saying, oh, there's probably some things. So if you're OCD, this is probably not the product for you because you're going to want to lock down every single device. You have to make some decisions, Yeah.
Well, it's kind of like PFSense. Ever since I've had PFSense, if I go and help someone with their network, I go to log into a like a Cisco, not Cisco, like any consumer model Cisco, I guess, or Apple, anything like that. I'm like, where are all your options? I can't change anything. How do you customize anything in here? Because I get so used to having the in-depth detail that PF Sense gives you, which I love.
No,
I'm hooked
right
on
on.
it. You know, that granularity is huge.
It just creates a new set of things for me to do and worry about.
Which is good. You know, we need those things. Tech guys, what else would we do?
I don't know, Mike. I'm going to throw the link to this upgrade in the chat room. Let me do that real quick. Tell me what that takes you to. Tell me what the deal on that. If you click on that link there, tell me what the deal is. Because if it's
$199,
yeah, so that must know it's me. And so it's giving me, because mine says $149 because I'm a current customer.
Yeah, but the sale price $199.
If you are a current customer, a current Bitdefender customer, you might look on the website to see if you can get the $149 deal. Their unlimited antivirus is $99 a year anyway. So for $50, for me anyways, for $50, pick up a new router, give it a try some things with security. It was more of an experiment. I left the on hub in its place. It may come back. So gave me it's worked pretty well for me. Drashton is not a big fan of Bitdefender. There's no surprise there, but it's worked well for me. And if you got some questions on it, let me know. Thought I'd let you guys know that's what we're doing. Both Mike and I trying different things on the Wi-Fi. All right, let's see if there's anything else here. Hey, let's just go off. You got some new sunglasses. It's summer.
Yeah.
Maybe not necessarily a tech gadget, but tell me.
No, it's not. And that's why I kind of, I thought, well, it's just Jim and I'll talk about them. So I'll show you these ones first. So these were my buddies and I broke them. So they're mine. Cause I had to buy him new ones. So these are the Ray-Bans, right? Like these are classic. I mean, $150 to $200 to $250 sunglasses. And so Hannah and I both needed new sunglasses. Like you said, summer's coming up. We love sunglasses. But the problem is Hannah and I break so many sunglasses. They get in the car. We sit on them. Emmett grabs them. He breaks them. I've run them over before. Like I can't. But I love solid lenses. Like polarized lenses are really big for me. Like I'm once I started wearing the polarized Oakleys, I just got really addicted to them, but I'm hard on my sunglasses. So I was looking for a good pair of sunglasses, relatively cheap. But by accident, actually, it was through Instagram. Someone was talking about these. I found Shady Rays is the name of the brand, but they look identical. So Ray-Bans and Shady Rays. And the look through the lens is identical too. Both polarized. You can get them in all different colors and everything like that. But what I liked about these, what kind of got me to buy them was their replacement policy. So their whole thing is, live life to the extreme and like, we got you. So they will replace these with, so you can lose them, you can break them, whatever. They'll replace 2 of them for just like $8 shipping.
Oh, so, nice.
Yeah. So they're only $45 to begin with. So they're already cheaper. The build quality is awesome. I think just a tad under Ray-Ban. So obviously Ray-Ban, you're going to get the highest quality. They're expensive, but for $45, metal hinges. I know like we're nerding out. I'm much kind of a sunglass nerd. So I'm nerding out.
I like it.
But you get your metal hinges. You got nice polarized glasses.
Yeah.
These are the blackout edition. And then I've got the green. You can't really tell. They're green reflective lenses in there, which I like. I'm an
amber fan myself. I like the amber.
So so you can get amber. You can get Hannah. We're gonna get Hannah the wood framed ones. So they're actually like a wood frame. And the replacement policy, like lose them, I can just send them a thing saying, hey, here's my order number from when I ordered them. I lost them. Give them $8 and they'll replace them. If they break, if the lenses shatter or anything like that, they'll actually do it without the shipping. So they'll send you a new one because they're not supposed to break.
Yeah, I wonder how that's going to work. I wonder if that'll work for them financially.
Yeah, they've been around for a little bit. I don't know how long. I think a few years, and they've been doing pretty well. I waited till someone else had grabbed them before I grabbed them because you can never trust those like things you see on Instagram. But it was actually a close friend of mine that said, "No, I really like them." So I got them, and didn't feel ripped off. I got Hannah a pair too, and she loves them. So I did put a link in there, and I'll copy it in here.
Cool. Yeah, put it in the
full disclosure.
Show notes.
I mean, it is a
referral link.
Yes, it is a referral
good
link.
Yeah, no, you should do that for sure.
And I don't think I get like anything for it, but I was
make sure I get a link for that router for that access point in the show notes too. The one you talked about earlier. Ubiquity.
Oh yes, I will.
Yeah. Make sure that gets in the show notes. But yeah, no, those. It's interesting when you find those kinds of. I can't wear those kinds of sunglasses because I'm blind.
Plastic ones.
Right? Yeah, I'm blind.
Oh, non-prescription.
Right. I need them. And finding someone who will make. I mean, you can go to places and they'll make prescriptions that kind of look like that. Glasses are such a ripoff. I'll be honest with you.
They are.
They cost $50 to make and they charge $400 for them. I mean, it's the mafia, right?
Yep. And that's what I liked about these. They actually felt like the price I was paying was like, okay, $45. That's probably a reasonable price for polarized lenses, solid making. Yeah.
Yeah. No. And I get so tired because I need super strong glasses because I'm blind. And so it's always like I go to Shopko. That's for folks who don't know, Shopko is like our Walmart. We have that here in the Midwest. And I love the guy. I know the doc there. And so he always does the eye exam. But I always walk out with a $500 bill for my glasses for whatever. I have to get super thin because, it has to be bent in a certain way. And if it's not that way, they're really big. And they put the coating on it. And I had to have progressives and all that other stuff, right?
Yep.
So this time, my daughter needed glasses. And I thought, I'm going to try something new. And I'd heard of this company called Warby Parker. And
love Warby Parker. That's the way my glasses are too. I wear contacts, but
yeah, incredible service. Log in, order 5 lenses. Order 5 frames. They ship them to you. Try them on at home. Get the family's advice. I took mine to work, put them on. Had the girls at work. How do they look? What do you think? We took kind of bids, like which one should we get? And then I ordered a pair. Now I ordered the first pair I did the progressives, the indexed lens. They were $380, let's say, something like that. Still pretty expensive.
Mm-hmm.
A standard pair of glasses at Warby Parker, $100, which is great. Frame, lens, single prescription or single vision, whatever they call that.
Yep.
$99, which is great. My daughter's prescription, $99. So I had my Bose Quiet Comfort 35s on at work. I was messing around with trying to get the Bluetooth working. I was going to use those as my conference headphones when I'm talking on the phone. And I was taking them off. It slipped out of my left hand. And those things have a pretty good tension.
Yes. Like a spring. Once you pull them out,
yeah. And it shot across and hit my glasses and I thought I broke my nose. It hit me so hard. And there's a little metal piece on those Quiet Comfort 35s, and it dug the Grand Canyon into my glasses. Like,
one solid scratch all the way across.
It was yeah. Fortunately, not all the way, but halfway. Like I've never scratched my glasses that bad. I have no idea how that even happened, or it was like they must have like a diamond tipped edge on the end, right? It's diamond tipped bling.
Right.
Just right across, cutting holes so I could shoot through them or something. I don't know. Anyways.
Hey, now you know. Yeah, if you get out of your car, if you crash, just take your Quiet Comforts and just out of your window.
No, right on. So I tried rubbing it and buffing it. No way, man. It had gouged into it. So I called Warby Parker, and they're like, "Hey, good news. We warranty your glasses for anything for a year." And they were like, "Just send them in, and we'll replace them." And I'm like, well, okay, wait a minute. I'm blind. I can't just send them in. So the guy's like, I'm terribly sorry. That's what we have to do. And I'm like, well, I'll tell you what, I've had these for a year. I'll just order a new set. I'll have 2 different and I can accessorize. I've never done that with my glasses ever. Right? Why not? It's 2018. We can have 2 different pairs of glasses, right? So I went through the whole thing, ordered the frames, took them to work. We picked out them. My wife picked out what she liked. We decided on a frame. And then I got the email from the guy at Warby Parker. He goes, "Hey, good news. Like, I can't replace your super expensive ones. The warranty will only cover a new set of single vision."
Mm-hmm.
He goes, but we're going to send those right now. So don't send anything in yet. We'll send you the single vision ones. And if those work, then you're good to go. And we'll replace them that way. I'm like, okay, we'll just send them. I'm getting ready to order another pair anyway. So just send them. And I was getting ready to drop, $350 on another pair. So 2 days ago, the single vision frame, whatever they are, came.
Yeah.
I put them on. I could actually see better than I was seeing in the expensive ones.
Wow.
Yeah. I was like, I could have been seeing things. And so, it was like, you could not believe. All of a sudden, I'm like, you know what? I think I can deal with $99 glasses again. Like I'm not sure I need to go with the bifocal things, but how cool and what great service it was, and what great technology to get this. Shows up on your doorstep. Try out the frames. Great service.
Oh, totally.
Got back to me. I have no referral link for Warby Parker, but if you want to add technology to and great service to what you're doing from a frames perspective, man, that was you add that to HelloFresh. And you weren't here when we talked about HelloFresh the other.
No, but I've heard a lot about it.
Yeah,
about a lot of work,
dude. Changing my life.
Really?
Yes.
You are using it.
Yeah, we're using it. Yeah, we are using the crap out of it. My daughter loves cooking with it. We talked about it on Micah's show 2 weeks ago. Can't say good enough things about what's going on at HelloFresh.
Nice.
Yeah. So two really cool. And again, all around, I'm getting boxes of wine every other month that are showing up. They're picking 4 bottles for me and sending them.
I'm doing it every month, and they're gone at the end of the weekend. Like they don't even last a week. It's like, oh, what bottle should I have tonight? Like 4 nights later, they're all gone. Are
you using that Bright Cellars or whatever?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't even.
They called me actually like, hey, we're having a deal. You're one of our best customers. I'm like, am I one of your only customers?
Well, I delayed it a week, or I delayed it a month. They don't let you delay it any more than that. So it was like, yeah, I think you can skip a month.
Cause it's not cheap.
No, 68 for 4 bottles. That's not. Yeah, no, and it's not the greatest. I'm going to cancel. We're going to get this box. It's shipped already.
Yeah,
so
I think
this
is my last box. I think.
Yeah. They're better.
Good, but they're not.
No, they're not that good.
They're not like worth that much.
No, the Bright Cellars don't recommend as much.
No.
HelloFresh, if you're struggling to eat meals, like if you're struggling to cook meals, like HelloFresh can change things. Their ingredients, Mike, are incredible. Like it's some better looking fresh vegetables than I could get at the supermarket, delivered in a box that's completely recyclable. I mean, it's kind of amazing what they're doing.
That's good to hear, because the one thing, we had one person at work who had used HelloFresh, and they said the ingredients weren't arriving that fresh, actually. That was her one complaint about it.
No.
You've had good luck with it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we're on the 3 plan, so like $120 a week, which is expensive, but I tell you what, actually I would spend that 2 times at B-Dubs for the 2 of us, or even for the 3. If I take the 3 of us to Buffalo Wild Wings, it's $75.
Right. Oh, totally.
Yeah. And it's like,
that's one meal. So, and you're only paying a little bit more for 3.
And it's not even that good for you. Right.
Right. Exactly.
Where we've just had some amazing meals, from like a Korean bowl, Korean chicken bowl to, they have tacos. We're having flatbread. It's not magic and it's not cheaper, but it's changed the way, my daughter's enjoying, she preps them for us.
Yeah, so we come home. You enjoy that little bit of prep, right?
Yeah. No, and you got to enjoy some of the prep.
Because she's probably home for the summer now.
She is. Yeah. She'll be home through mid-August.
Perfect. So that's great then if she likes to.
And then you can downgrade. So, we're doing the 4-person 3 times a week now, $120. When she goes back to school, we'll probably downgrade it. I'll be honest. We were doing 2 meals a week and then just kind of sticking them in there. We might go to 3. So we've got an extra one for the weekend. They're that good.
Okay. I'll have to give them a shot. We've been talking about it. With the 2 little kids, it's hard to I'm not going to pay that much to pay them. You know what I mean? It's like, we're still going to need to go to the store to get stuff. So it's like, maybe once they're older, I don't know. We'll see.
You know what? Start on the cheat meals. So go 2 people, 2 times and try it for a week where you just get 2 meals.
And even just
for the 2 of you. Yeah. And then if you get, maybe you can get a date night or on the weekend, maybe the 2 of you could cook it together for lunch.
Yeah.
On a Saturday or something when you have some time. But pretty cool. The cool part about it's the technology. So you log into the app and you can skip infinite numbers of weeks. So if you're going to be on vacation for 3 or 4 weeks, Mark Robson saying he's on his 7th wine tour. So maybe, they buy wine at cases at a time. So maybe he's gone on a wine tour for 3 or 4 weeks. Can't take HelloFresh. You just skip them. When you come back, you can turn it back on. We've had fun, Mike. We'll make a meal and then we'll sit down, and they're super tasty and really different. And for us, we kind of gotten in a rut with our meals, And so here we are enjoying like fresh food again. And we're like, oh, I could have been tasting things.
Yeah. You know, food has taste. This is fantastic.
Holy crap, this stuff has taste. And so we'll like, let's log in and pick the next weeks. And so together we go through, they have 8 in the menu, and then you pick 2 or 3. That's been cool. I mean, that's been really, really cool.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll give it a shot.
No.
As a quick update, so Shady Rays does do prescription lenses, and they're super cheap. And they have the same replacement policy, which is we'll replace it no matter what.
What's super cheap?
So, so single vision, tinted, not polarized.
Okay.
So just a tinted sunglass, kind of the cool look, $58.
Oh, wow.
58. That's with your single vision subscription, and then they still have the same replacement policy. Lost or broken, they'll replace it. Just pay this at $8 shipping. If you want to go polarized, which I'm such a fan, that adds $55. So they're $103.
That's not too bad. I'm going to pay that same thing at Warby Parker, to be honest with you.
Yeah, so $103. And then you get the replacement policy.
Amber
forever.
polarized?
They're polarized.
Okay. And how long is the warranty on those?
You can do amber. You can do any color you want.
Okay. How long is the policy on those?
I think forever.
Oh, well, nothing's forever, but it's there's no end.
Until they go out of business.
Yeah. Interesting. Okay. Well, that might be because I like those. I was going to order a new pair.
Oh, wait.
Oh, here we go.
Prescription warranty. All frames are covered under our lifetime craftsman warranty, but the Shady Rays lost or broken warranty does not apply to prescription orders. Never mind.
Well, no.
See, they say that, and then down below they have the free lost or broken replacements. They should take that logo off.
A little confusing.
You got to read the fine print.
Well, that's okay. I mean, that's a good.
But you can still, for $58,
get
a pair of prescription sunglasses.
Yeah,
not bad.
Yeah, I ordered one of the frames that I ordered from Warby Parker. I actually thought would make a good pair of sunglasses. It was a big, dark frame, and I think I'm just going to throw prescription. The plan was just to throw a prescription lens in there and make it work. So
amber adds a little bit.
Yeah,
it always adds on.
No,
the 148 with amber polarized prescription lenses.
Yeah. Well, it's a little bit different. You know, the manufacturers, those lenses, the prescription sunglasses ones are a couple extra steps. So it costs a little bit more.
Yeah.
They can crank out those regular lenses on a robot. So they, just crank them, grind them down and crank them. Well, cool. All right. Well, the link will be in the show notes if you want to check that out. And some cool, not necessarily tech related, but we covered it at the end of the show. So it's some good stuff. Now I'm kind of craving some wine. I might have to go get some for the post show.
Yeah, there we go. Go grab some
as we go in there. Well, we'll remind everyone as you're thinking about as we're thinking about the post show, just a couple reminders. One, if you want to support us on Patreon, you can do that. I am changing it. We had Patreon out there as a crypto at the end. I'm just going to make it available on Patreon each week. You don't have to be a subscriber if you want to catch the crypto post show. You can just head out to theaverageguy.tv/support or theaverageguy.tv/Patreon. Either one of those gets you out there. We post the video and the audio when I have it of the post show available for you on there. It's free, but if you want to subscribe to us and support the show, you can do that for as little as $1. If you got any comments, feedback, anything you want to send to me, Jim at theaverageguy.tv. Find me on Twitter at Jay Collison. Lots of great conversations going on Twitter. Follow me and then go follow Tony Rayner. He might be the most interesting Twitter person out there ever. Tony, I don't know how you do it, dude. I just don't know how he does it. He's interesting. Maybe that's why he does it. So
that's why he's so good at it, because he's actually interesting.
Because he's actually interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, they've been great. I had a talk right before this show, actually. I'm getting a riding lawnmower this weekend and put out on Twitter. And of course, it's the guys from the podcast, everyone, Dennis, Rayner. I'm going to forget people, but I'm going to forget a lot of people because there are a lot of responses. They were all chiming in on, hey, look at this brand. Look at this brand. This brand uses these motors. It was awesome. So you guys are great on Twitter. I really appreciate you guys helping me out. I can always count on you guys when I have a question.
Nice. No Husqvarna robot mower?
No. You know, for the price I'm spending, actually, I should probably look at if those have come down in price because they're pretty expensive. But Memorial Day sales, that's why I'm doing it this weekend.
Okay.
Home Depot has some great
Nice.
great deals.
Nice.
So.
What are you gonna? What brand are you gonna get?
It's either going to be a John Deere or a Cub Cadet. So
JD. Those are two
J-
good brands.
They are two good brands. JD, the only reason that's one's coming out a little bit more for me right now is that you for Memorial Day they're throwing in the free $200 like the trailer that you can pull behind the riding lawnmower to like put mulch in or dirt in.
Did an acreage appear on your property while I left?
Well, I mean, it's a lot of lawn to mow. But that front yard, the backyard is not a lot of lawn to mow. The backyard takes me no time at all. It's that front yard, and it wraps all the way around. I got 3 streets, so I am on a weird U-shaped lot. So I've got a ton of sidewalk and grass. So
you do. I'm just kidding.
It's only it's about half an acre.
But how great would it be to have a robot lawnmower?
I know. I should probably think about it.
Mowing it down. I'd even come over and help you put the
I got a lot of idiot kids in my neighborhood though. They'd probably come steal it, get their finger chopped off, or whatever.
Well, first of all, the blades aren't that big, and then second of all, it screams like a Furby when you turn it upside down.
Yeah, but then you just drop it, and then it would be broken. I don't know. We'll see.
Hold on, robot mower. Let's just hold on. Let's see. Oh, they're still pretty expensive.
How much are they?
Well, you could get them as the low end, the smaller ones. You could get for as little as $1,500.
Oh, that's cheaper than what I'm paying for the riding.
Yeah, that's on Amazon. That's the Husqvarna AM3, AM310. Let me take a peek at this.
Oh, Jim, shoot, you're changing up the whole thing now.
Let's hold on. How much lawn space do you think you have?
My lot is half an acre. My house isn't that big of a thing, so maybe a quarter of an acre.
Ooh,
say quarter.
It's the very first thing it says quarter of an acre working area means auto mower can do more. So it would mow up to a quarter of an acre.
But it has to know the whole space of my lot, I bet.
Well,
wait, does it say
what you put the wire down for?
Does it say lot or does it say mowing area?
It says quarter acre working area means auto mower can do more.
Huh.
I don't know what that means. $1,500. Hold on, let's go back to the more expensive one.
Okay, what does it go? Because I'm about to spend $1,800.
Oh,
so for $1,800, what can I get?
The next step up is the 315 model. It's $1,600. Let's say $1,599. And let's see if it's got a. Well, this also says quarter of an acre.
I still think that might work though,
dude. I seriously, I would come help you install the because you got to put the stuff around the wire down, and we would need to build a little robot gate so it would have a place to go through to go under, so it could get.
Or I would just have to. I think you can also switch it. I would just lift it, put it in the backyard, put it in the front yard.
Yeah,
I think that's an option. I think I read on that because there were some people that.
Yeah. So,
man.
And you don't have any steep hills on there or anything.
Very flat.
Yeah, the 315 would get you 1,600. So it's a little over your budget, but what you're getting
16, no, 18 is what I'm going to spend on this riding.
Yeah. You might want to look because it also, let's see, there you got to get an install kit that comes with it. That adds a little bit of the price. So there's a small, medium, and large install kit. The small one adds about $100 to the price, and then it goes 120, 180 to the price. So take a look at those. Take a look, a little bit more, but you don't need to. Some
at Lowe's.
Like Tony says, a lot less maintenance for the robot.
Yeah. He says riders overkill for a quarter acre. I agree, Tony, but the only thing about mine is it's the bagging because I have to bag all the time. And that's 2-3 stripes on those tiny, because I have a tiny push mower and I've got to stop, empty, go, 2 more, 3 stripes, stop. And, it's just, it takes me, it's the time. It's not really I'm not like, oh man, I'm just so tired. It's not the effort. It's the time. It would save me so much time. It takes me 4.5 hours to do my entire lawn, edging, mowing. And by the time I clean it, blow everything off, 4.5 hours. That's a lot of time.
Yeah.
For mowing.
Free shipping on Amazon right now.
I think this might be it. It comes with a starter kit.
Does it? Yeah.
Yes.
Look into it. Yeah.
Oh
dude,
man.
Dude, Husqvarna.
I think this might.
How great would that be?
Changer.
How great would that be? Robot lawnmower. Like you could put stickers on the top, like "Touch me, you die." Well, just run that thing, like store it in the backyard, and then just run it at night.
Yeah.
If you run it at 2 a.m, nobody. There's no. Your kids aren't. No kids are out there at 2 a.m. All right. Well, you think about that. While you're thinking about that, we'll remind everyone, of course, the Average Guy.tv platform, both web and media hosting, powered by Maple Grove Partners. If you want secure, reliable, high-speed hosting from the people that you know and you trust, and those are the people who trust Husqvarna robot mowers. Yes. And I'm really jonesing for one of those myself. Like, I just don't have the right yard for it, but I really want one of those bad. You can head over to maplegrovepartners.com. Plans start as little as $10 a month. You don't forget, you can also listen on our app that we have available, both Android and iPhone. We thank LastPass for their sponsorship of the show. They've been great sponsors and great supporters. If you haven't tried out LastPass, I use the heck out of my LastPass. Head over there and you can start with the free plan. And I think an annual plan now is $24. So give it a shot, and well worth your time and your effort while you're over there. Let's see if there's anything else. All right. I think that'll do it for the end of the show. We thank you guys for coming out. We'll do a little crypto in the post show. Thanks for coming out. We'll let you know next week if Mike has bought the robot mower.
Yeah, I'll let you know. It's going to be one of these two. So,
all right.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that will say goodnight, everybody. Hey, if you caught this part, you're catching us on where are you at? You're on Patreon now. Thanks for coming over on Patreon and for listening to the post show. We ended the show talking about a Husqvarna robot mower for Mike, and I'm not sure I'm going to be able to get him engaged in crypto conversation because
I like staring over here. They've got a model, so it's brand new, the Auto Mower 315. It's the new version, so there's two versions of it. $1,800, which is what I was going to spend on the riding. It goes for exactly 0.4 acres, which is exactly what mine is. Jim, this might be it. Weather timer. It's got the auto mower.
Yeah, boom. Yes.
Automatic.
Yes. What's the total? Handling? What's the whole total package deal? How much?
$17.99.
All right, so a little more, but you got a robot vacuum or a robot mower. I
never have to mow.
No. And it's not
I'm a huge lines guy, though, Jim. This is a big problem. I like my lines.
I know. Yeah, you got to be willing to give up the lines. It's going to be chaos.
I don't think it would matter, though. Really,
it's not going to leave. It's going to look like chaos, though. Like, because that thing will just go. We've seen pictures of it. It just kind of goes and stops and turns and mows and turns some more.
Hate it. Pete's gonna hate this damn thing.
I want to check the return policy on that thing, because if you get, I don't know, it is a big commitment.
It's a big commitment for something that I'm not sure if it's gonna.
I know. Yeah, Tony said he'd rather sit on the porch and watch the robot do it. Yeah, it'd be pretty great to come home and the lawn is as short as it was when you left.
I think I got to do it now.
Or you wake up in the morning and that the mower's been going overnight.
Yeah.
And it puts itself away. Like, it mows from 2 to 6.
Right.
Are you running water? You run an irrigation?
Yeah, I think you plug that in though. You plug the times in.
Okay.
That you do irrigation.
Yeah.
I would imagine, right? Like people who have these have sprinkler systems.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Heck yeah. But I'm just wondering, when do you water?
I water Monday and Thursday mornings.
So you could set it to mow before and then it put itself away.
I think the whole deal is this goes at night. This goes in the middle of the night. So
it can go anytime. It can go anytime, but I think that's when you would want to set it, is in the middle of the night.
Oh, Jim.
Oh, dude, that would be so sweet.
Jim just wants to really come over and see it. It's like, dude, I will help you lay the wire as long as I can see this thing.
Yeah, it would be fun to lay the wires.
It would be fun. And my dad has been thinking about pulling the trigger on one of these too. So if I went ahead and did it, I know maybe I get him to do it first and I see how well it works at his house.
Ooh.
Because my parents are back and forth between Omaha and Kansas City all the time. Right. And he's literally having to sometimes drive down sometime to get his lawn mowed because he does not trust anyone else with his lawn.
Oh.
He's one of those guys. He will never ever hire someone to mow his lawn. He loves doing it.
He's going to trust a robot?
Well, he's still considered. I don't know. He likes the tech side of that. He's kind of like me.
Yeah, no, I love the tech side of it.
So okay, what I want to know is, are you on the website?
Which
Sorry,
one are you?
we can move.
Which one are you looking at? No, we're good.
If you go to the Husqvarna website, and I'm just because that way you can see them all.
Okay, hold on.
I don't see the difference between. Oh, this one have headlights.
Why does it need headlights? Husqvarna.com.
Yeah, HUSQVAR, and then go to their robot lawn thing.
Okay, hold on.
Wow, you can really spend some money on these.
Oh yeah. Look, I
don't have that much
products, and then robot lawnmowers. Look at that right up in the top left-hand corner. Very first thing, robot lawnmowers. Okay, and then.
So I'm wondering what the difference. So the 315 2018.
Right.
So there's your new one.
Where am I going to see that? Where am I going to see the? I'm on the page. Optimal cutting. This is more marketing stuff. Is there a products page?
Yes, products/rob.
Oh, there we go. Got it. I'm there.
If you scroll down to the bottom.
Yeah.
Scroll down to the very bottom. There you list them all.
Got it. Yep.
I want to know the difference between the 315 2018 and the 315X. I mean, there's a $200 difference, but I'm not seeing. One's got headlights, but why do you need headlights on an automatic lawnmower? I don't.
Yeah.
Auto mower
GPS.
Ooh, one is Auto Mower Connect at home, and one is Auto Mower Connect.
Yeah, and one's GPS assisted. Why would you need GPS?
Oh, that's a good point, though.
Yeah.
Maybe you'd want GPS.
Oh, and the 315X doesn't need a guide wire.
Oh, because it's GPS assisted, maybe.
Mm-hmm. GPS assisted navigation, and then it says patented. So I'm wondering if
that would be worth $200 right there if you want to bury a wire.
Yeah, if it says
worth the money.
If it's because the 315 says guide wire, and then that doesn't.
Yeah, you're right.
Doesn't have that same thing on the X. I'd have to dig in, but let's look at their let's dig in on them.
Because it's in the X range, it features Automo Connect with GPS theft tracking, GPS assisted navigation,
LED headlights,
and special wheel caps. Cool. So you can look sweet while your robot's out there.
While your robot
gotta look hip and cool.
So the GPS assisted navigation and onboard GPS system creates a map of the garden, including where the boundary and guide wires are installed. So it still needs guide wires, but it has GPS enabled. So it makes a map of the guide wires that are installed. Husqvarna Auto Mower will then register which parts of the garden it has covered and adjust its mowing pattern accordingly. This will ensure optimized lawn coverage and an excellent cutting result. Your lines, my friend.
There's my lines, man. That's $200 more though. Now we're talking 19. Now we're not talking $2,000.
Now you're in for $2. Yikes!
I could be down for $2 to never mow my lawn again. To never, how many hours? I mean, that's a lot.
What?
That's 18 hours a month. I'm getting back. That's a lot of time. What can I do with 18 hours a month?
Heck yeah!
Never paying a service because I've thought about
right.
My kids aren't even busy yet. What about when my kids start getting into sports and stuff? I already struggle to find the time to mow. I don't know, Jim. If I'm going to spend the money on a riding, why wouldn't I just do this? I don't know. I can't
totally.
I can't think in my mind, like if I'm literally going out this weekend to drop that amount of cash on a riding lawnmower to save me an hour or two a week.
Right.
Let's for the same price save me all the time.
Yeah. And
riding will cut my time probably down by half.
And looks super cool in the neighborhood.
Oh, and just and just so I can have Jim come over and
heck yeah, drink beers.
You and my dad will both be like, that's so cool.
We'll drink beers, and the wire will be super accurate for like the first part of the lawn, and then it'll be all.
Mike, the thing works great in the front yard, but the backyard, it's running over Petey. It's my flowers are all cut up.
Cutting down the couch.
Yeah.
Getting stuck on the couch. Yeah, that's when we were in about 4 beers at that point.
That's when the beers started to hit.
Yeah, I don't know. We just said screw it. I threw him the line. He stuck it in the ground. It
Yeah.
was done. It was done at that point. That's cool. Well, it's something to think about, anyways.
It is something to think about.
I think
I'm strongly considering this.
I am hoping the next place we move to has a really flat lawn, and I can just throw one of these down on it because I'm sick of mowing.
Yeah,
I'll be honest with you. I'm sick of it. I go out and bugs and it's hot and I just don't. I don't want to do it anymore.
Yeah,
I don't.
No, I feel you.
I'm not interested. One of the things I want to get to is I want to get a stick grinder. That's not what they're called. Branch
wood chipper.
Wood chipper. There we go. Thank you. But not a big one, just a small one. They make a Craftsman one or whatever. They're like,
what do you want to get one for?
$250. Because in this neighborhood, I get a ton of overgrowth, and I cut that stuff down, and I got to clip it up to put it in the yard waste or to get rid of it. And I just love to grind it and then just throw the chips around.
Yeah,
just be done with it. And so turn that thing on, cut the branches, grind them through. I'll use it 4 or 5 times a year. I would even volunteer to do the neighbors. Like, hey neighbor, the tree's growing a little long over there.
You would take care of that?
I'll grow for free. I just want to use my grinder.
Yep.
Just want to use my chipper.
Oh, that's like me with my snowblower this winter. Like, I just got that snowblower and I was doing everyone's. I was like, hey, I'll do everyone. My entire circle was done because I just loved snowblowing.
Yeah.
My favorite things to do.
Just think. So Ken was talking about barbecuing in the chat room. Just think you could be barbecuing while you're
mowing.
Is mowing the lawn. And you're pretty flat, right? Everything.
It's real flat.
Yeah. Does your backyard slope up a little bit though?
I mean, a tad.
Just a tad. Okay.
And this thing can handle up to 40% grades.
Oh yeah. Yeah, you're good. I definitely go with GPS. I think you'd be disappointed.
Well, you're spending that much money anyway. Spend the extra $200,
right,
and get the GPS.
Right.
Now they have an 18 model out. They have an 18 model of this one?
Let's look.
I don't. See, this is a 315X, but there's no. Because that's always my luck. I buy it, and they come out with a new one.
Right. Right. Well, you would think right now you want the X, right?
Yeah.
You'd think right now that they wouldn't change. It's spring. It's late spring.
You'd like to think so.
You wouldn't think they'd be coming out with a new. I think that 315X is probably their newest, because when we talked to Aaron about this last year, they weren't talking about these things. So that X has got to be the new one. Would you buy it direct from Husqvarna?
Probably.
Yeah. Their blades are for a pack of 30. They're $15.
That's not bad.
Oh.
Well, you must go through blades pretty quick then.
You probably do. They're like little razor blades. So you probably, but how easy? Flip that thing over. You know how you got to sharpen your lawnmower blade or even that riding mower, and then you got oil changes, you got maintenance,
storage of that thing,
dude, perfect.
Why not? Yeah, there's no reason to
get
that. At this point. There really is no reason.
No. All right, let's set a date. We're laying cable. We are laying cable
Sunday. I mean, when can this thing get here?
You probably can't get it from Husqvarna that fast.
No.
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna see if I'm gonna try it from it. Husqvarna website's not even working for me anymore. I don't know why. I can't get over to it.
I had trouble. Does Amazon have the X?
Oh, that's a good point.
Let's look here.
This is riveting post show. Sorry, guys.
No, it's just great. I think it was the 415X.
315X.
315X. Nobody listens to the post show anyways. I mean, these guys, but nobody comes out and listens to the recorded version. So it doesn't look like it. So you'd have to get it shipped probably from them.
Totally fine.
I don't see it. The one Google had was the regular. You can get the 450X for $3,500.
Yeah. Good thing I don't have that big of a
Make sure you get the kit though too. You're going to need a wire kit, so make sure whatever you're getting comes with it.
If I
Okay.
can ever get to the Husqvarna website, which I can't
Okay.
right now. Can you get to the Husqvarna website?
Let's look here. Yeah, I was there. Let's see.
I was there too, and then now
Let's put the 315X. It's in my box. Check the box. What does that mean? When I check the box, like, can I actually buy it there? I'm there. Wish list, contact the dealer locator. Yeah, this is not looking good.
So Lowe's has them.
Boom. Oh, dude, you are picking this thing up Saturday.
Like tomorrow. Hannah's on board, which I mean, she was already on board with the riding lawnmower.
Yeah. Yeah. Make sure it's in stock.
Oh, I'm going to.
Tony says the 315's on Prime. Yeah, he wants the X though. I couldn't find the X on Amazon.
They don't have it on Lowe's.
You might have to order it through Lowe's.
On without the effort. Yes, I want to shop that right now.
Does
don't have it.
You on the Lowe's website?
They only have the 310 and they have the 315, but not the 315X.
Oh, it's probably too new. Call them and see if they can order it for you.
I should.
Yeah, it's going to 315X. Couldn't find it. Yeah, there it is. They want 18 for just the 315. At
who?
At Lowe's. I'm seeing the 315 18 or 17.99. You're going to need to spend a little time tonight
researching where to get this thing.
Yeah. If you're going to do it. But it's totally worth it, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Totally worth it.
Yeah. It's saying here the 315 can handle up to a third of an acre. So
315
definitely
0.4, right? It said 0.4 on the
it said 0.2. It said 0.25.
No, the 315X said.
The X.
Right?
The X said more.
Okay, go. Why?
I thought it said 0.25 of an acre.
Website work for me.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It's all good. Either way, you're good.
Well, because I have 0.4.
Oh,
0.45, I think, or 0.4.
You should be. Well, then you need two.
Oh, geez, now we're out of the question.
One for the front, one for the back.
Right.
I was looking forward to cutting your fence so we could get a little robot door where it'd go through the.
PD would be so mad about that. Oh man.
Will he stay in the yard pretty well?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
I leave the gate open while I'm mowing and he doesn't want to go out. He's like, no, man, it's good in here.
I'm good.
I'm good.
I got everything I need.
Yeah, I'm not.
I don't need to go out into the real world.
Husqvarna 315X. Yeah, working area capacity 0.4 acre.
Oh, good. Okay, so you're right on.
0.25 is the 310, the cheapest version.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah. That 315X. I think that's the right thing for you. Then we just do a whole podcast on it.
Oh, totally. We'll do a lot. We'll record video while we're out there.
Yeah. Watch. Just turn it on and just let that thing. Okay, here we go. Let her chop.
There we go.
The thing that's not satisfying about it is that it cuts so little each time that it's really not noticeable. It's just kind of it's just out there and you're like, is that thing doing anything?
Like the grass is always short.
Yeah. So there isn't that satisfaction of like right now, we've had quite a bit of rain last weekend and a lot of sun this week. So the grass is tall. And I'm going to need to get out there and mow it this weekend, probably Saturday afternoon when it's hot. But after you mow it, you sit back with a beer and you look at it and you're like, dang.
Looks good.
Man, that looks good.
Yep. I do the same thing.
So with the robot lawnmower, you're like, you sit out there with the beer and you're like, it still looks good.
Looks good all the time. I come out here. Always looks good.
Oh man. I don't know no, I'd love that. I'm not going to lie. I'm so over mowing the lawn.
So Gretna Small Engine sells them. Small Engine Recycling Repair. I'll have to call some of these places tomorrow and see who's got them.
Yeah, Tony says.
I'm sold.
Yeah, no, seriously.
Robotic Yard Solutions. It's a place in Omaha.
Really?
Yeah, in Millard, 142nd, and looks like, I don't know, Q maybe. Interesting.
You got to do it. You
I've got to.
All right. While you're thinking about that, so this week, I don't know what got into me, but early this week, I got my OPPD bill. That's our power.
Yeah.
And I check them every month, but this month I got it, and it was, it's always 20%, 25% higher while I've been mining crypto. And for, I don't know, 9 months I've been blasting away on crypto. Fans are on down here. It never got really warm because they're just 1060s, but there was always a big fan noise. So anyways, I got the bill and I said, I'm stopping. Like, I'm done.
Whoa,
like,
really?
Yeah. I'm like, this is silly. Like, the prices are plummeting right now.
Right,
And,
yeah.
it's just not, the the $3 or $4 a day, which, that's $120 a month. That's still money, right? But, and I'm probably paying, an extra $50 in power to generate that. So it's a $50 or $60 profit. It's still money, but I don't know. Something just came over me. I'm like, I think I'm going to quit. And I just shut them off. I shut the miners down. Just like, and then I was thinking maybe I'll sell these cards. And I was like, well, wait a minute. I can still use the cards. Like, so I changed it over so that these monitors are now being driven off to 1060s, which is great. I mean, it's as much power as I'll ever need for anything I'm going to do on this box. And so, it's cooking along. So pretty, just like, it's cool down here again. It's summer.
So that was your GPU mining.
Yeah,
Burst
GPU.
is still up, though, right?
Burst is still running. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Burst is still running.
So are you selling the other two GPUs then?
No, I think I'm going to hold on to them just in case.
Okay.
And they're sitting in the box. We need to replot, for Burst. We're going to need to replot for the new. There's some kind of, Ken was telling me about this, and I don't completely
understand. I didn't know about this.
Yeah. Ken, we may, I'm going to need some assistance from him when we do this, but there's a new, I should know better, but we're going to end up, to take advantage of some things, they're going to change some things, and I think we're going to need to end up replotting some of our files.
All of our drives? Whoa.
I think so.
That'll be when I quit.
Yeah.
I'm not going through that pain again. That was awful.
Yeah. Well, and I was thinking they have some good plotters now that go a lot faster, and there's different ways you can do them. And so, it'd be a good time for me to optimize the plots. Mine were kind of sloppy in the beginning, and there's just some things I could probably do better. So I don't know. Yeah, it's good. We've done, I'm up to about 14,000 Burst coins in there, and they just keep, I'm doing 25 or 3,000 a month, whatever I should be doing, somewhere in there. But I've lost a little bit of that love and feeling. It was super fun and super exciting, and lately I've been like, it's kind of boring.
It happens to all of us. You get to that like the lull, like nothing news happened lately.
Yeah, Ken says that the 500,000th block, it'll change to POC 2, and I guess we're on POC 1 right now, and then that POC 2, from what Ken tells me, is to stop. There are people cheating with a weird thing going on where they can fake storage space, and it makes it look like they have more than they do, or something like that.
Weird. You would think,
cheating.
like, how can you store more nonces if you can't store more nonces? Like,
there's something. Weird. Yeah, and I may not be. I'm not explaining it correctly, but there's going to be a moment when they're going to fork or something along those lines. I need to read more on it. So, Ken, I promise maybe this weekend I'll spend some time reading up on it. I don't think we're close, or we're getting close to that block number. I don't know, what block are we on? Oh, we're getting close. We're at 494015. So we've got about 6,000 blocks to go. And so, Ken, I guess I'm gonna have to figure out what I'm gonna do on this thing. So if I need to replot, I may yank one of those out and
and use one of those
and use them both to replot. There's that turbo plotter. It used to be free. I think you pay for it now.
Makes sense.
So yeah, I don't know.
I've been super lucky on burst. So I was just looking at my stats, and well, it slowed down a bit, but between the time of the 22nd of April and the 13th of May, so less than a month, I hit 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 blocks.
That's pretty good.
Five
how
blocks
much your total
in
storage?
3 weeks.
Yeah.
39 gigs or 39 terabytes, sorry.
And I'm only hitting like 2 or 3. I think something's wrong with my setup.
It is weird that you're not. I mean, I hit 5 in 3 weeks with only 39 terabytes.
I don't know. Wonder if it's too slow or if it's, I don't know. I was telling you pre-show, I want to dig into it. I've got so many things going on at work that every time I think of something hard, I go, no, I don't want to do it.
Yeah. Oh, totally.
I have enough hard things to do. And so I just haven't been as excited about the digging in and learning spot. There was a time when I would just spend all hours figuring these things out and optimizing them. And it was a ton of fun. Don't get me wrong. It was a ton of fun. But, man, I'm just, the time finding the time's been hard. So,
right.
So it'd be interesting to see. I'm going to give it a month or two and then reconsider on the mining rigs, kind of keep track of what's going on in the market. If things change drastically, I mean, all of a sudden, if we see another spike in Bitcoin, I'll probably turn them back on, and I can turn them back on pretty easily. I didn't disconnect them in any way. I could go back to NiceHash, in 2 minutes if I wanted to. Get them rolling again. I need to watch NiceHash because they're still paying me back, for their hack when they got hacked back at the end of the year. They still owe me for that. So I need to keep my eyes on that. That's one of those kinds of things, you don't want to get too far away from it because you'll forget where stuff is.
Right.
You're like, oh yeah, that was 6 months ago. Where did I put that stuff?
Mm-hmm.
And all of a sudden when the burst that you have, in a fluke goes to $1.
You don't know where it's at.
Oh,
I had some of that.
What did I do with that burst coin?
Yeah.
Tron or one of those, stupidly rockets
right
to the top. But yeah, so I'm gonna leave GPU off for now. Hold the cards just because they're valuable to me. They've dropped it. I could probably drop them for $100. Make an evaluation on burst at some point. Maybe I'll make it through this. Maybe I'll make it. I'll make it through this this time period and just kind of see where the market goes, and then make some evaluations. Maybe sell those drives. I don't know. We're at 7,600 right now, and Ethereum's taking a big hit. And although if Ripple got down to 50 cents, I may buy some more. See, that's the sickness. Like that is the sickness.
That's the sickness.
That is the sickness. And Saya is under a penny. Well, not under, but it's at 1.6 cents. So, you're like, oh, Tron's at 7.
Yeah.
So it's wearing, which is about the time things go crazy. Like you need everybody to give up, and then all of a sudden, everything goes crazy. Mark says he's averaging 48 burst per terabyte per month. And Mark, what do you have? So how many terabytes do you have, Mark? I know you've told me, but I've forgotten. So what does that work out?
For me, that would only be 1,872. But last month I hit 5,000.
Yeah, he's 45 terabytes is what he has. So what is that? What's that? 45 times 48 is what? We have these gigantic calculators in front of us. 45 times 48. 2. Yeah, about 2. He's actually doing, I wouldn't say better than me, but pretty close. If you take in how much storage I have versus what he has. I have double what he has, and I should be seeing 4,000, but I don't think I am. There was a couple months in there where I was. I'm getting paid out at 1,000 now. So And in May, well, okay. So May's not over. I've had 3,000 paid out this month already, and I haven't seen the end of the month. I did hit a block just recently, so that helped. If I hit another block, let's see what I got right now. I should figure these things out, but I just don't. I'm sitting. Let me refresh this. Yeah, so I'll be 3. Last
I'm looking at
block.
4.2 burst per terabyte per day.
Okay. Yeah, if I hit a block right now, it'd be a sweet month. It'd be close to 4,000 block, 4,000 for the entire month. But
I've been going solo, and that's been paying off for me. I mean, that pays off a lot when you're solo and you're hitting blocks.
right.
Like that's the gamble for me is paying off.
Yeah, I think it would have been a break even for me because I think I only have 2 blocks.
Yeah, well, exactly. Because for you, you're not hitting many blocks, but you have a lot of space. So, I mean,
right.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah. So we'll see. I'm gonna track the market. Still listen to my guys that I've been listening to. See where things go. We're gonna do a little crypto challenge with the interns. Everybody gets $10,000 to spend on crypto when the high schoolers start. Or we found a site where you can go in and put it. It's a demo site. They have about 75.
It's like a stock market game kind of thing.
Yeah.
Nice.
So we'll start with that and introduce it and have everybody will kind of talk through their strategies and what they're going to do. It'll help the students learn the coin. And then one of their projects will be, how could Gallup use the blockchain? And so through in a final presentation, they will kind of say, hey, blockchain technology is coming. Here's some things you might want to think about in ways to use it. So I want to get them. We won't develop anything, but I want to get them thinking about what's the future of blockchain and what could it do.
Cool.
Yeah. So it'll be 10,000 will be the buy-in for that. Fake 10,000 fake money. So Ken says, so if you're putting $100 into Coinbase, what would you buy in crypto?
I would do probably Saya.
Think so. Pretty beat up.
If it depends on takes nothing to double your money and just pull out.
Totally. Yeah, totally.
It takes nothing to double your money.
I think it depends on your risk tolerance, and for it's $100. So you go Saya. That's probably the most.
If I had $100, it'd be Saya.
Yeah. I think
giving me $1 million, I'm going more conservative and growing slowly. But I can double. I can turn that 100 into 200, and if I just wait a few days and sell at the right point. So
yeah. If it's more money and you were thinking I want to make a serious investment. It's been hard. I've continued to watch Ethereum gain against Bitcoin, and I've been watching the relationship between those two. At one point, it had a 0.085, and it's at 0.079 now. So it's backed up just a little bit, but I kind of like the relationship between those two, and I'd kind of planned to play one against the other, and try that, but it hasn't moved. It just hasn't moved enough to really warrant that. But so I've kind of been an Ethereum fan, and that's. Ethereum had gotten down to a 0.05 against Bitcoin. And so I moved all my Bitcoin into Ethereum, and it's paid off nicely. So I wish it had been $1 million and not, a couple $100.
Right.
So yeah, Saya is just so ridiculously low right now. I still don't know about their viability though.
Yeah. Ken, you're $100 arrived Saturday. What do you mean?
Yeah.
You're actually putting money in, Ken?
Mark's trying to suck us into a grill conversation. Don't do it. Don't go there.
Mark, I need actually, so I have my huge pellet grill. I need a gas grill. A nice gas grill. What should I get?
you should go back and listen to the episode you missed
Did you talk about gas?
when they were on. Mark talks a little bit about his new. I think he got a new gas grill.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It'd be worth listening to.
Weber 310, right? Okay.
He talked me into into a traditional Weber. So if I don't get one for my birthday, I'll probably go out and buy a. I found the one. I found a new one.
You're not going pellet. You don't have one yet.
No, I want to go. I want charcoal.
Okay.
I kind of miss having charcoal. So I just want to go charcoal. So we'll see. I want to try some different things on charcoal. And I've been, since the last barbecue show, I've been trying bloomin' onions on the grill. And so I've been trying to figure out dude.
How do you make? That's gotta be really hard to make.
No, actually they're super easy, right?
Cut it and then just like batter it, I guess.
Take the onion, cut the top off, leave the bottom on, right?
Yeah.
And then peel it. You don't have to. You just don't eat that skin, but peel it. Then turn it over on its flat side and quarter it, but leave the stem in place. So put your knife just a little bit down from the stem, drop it straight down. Do that quartered. Okay. And then fill in each of those quarters with 3 cuts. Depends on how big the onion is. If it's a pretty big onion, it's probably going to take you 3 cuts. Then you turn that thing over, and I've seen then all kinds of different recipes of what you put on it at that point. Some people just do a salt and pepper or some kind of seasoning and then just cook it. Some people dip it in a batter of egg and milk and then bread it. That I've breaded them twice. Used like Italian seasoned breadcrumbs to do that. And you cook it on the grill. That would be good. Yeah, dude, it was seriously good. And then the sauce that you make, the stuff that you get at Outback when you go to Outback to get it.
Yep.
That's just mustard. I'm sorry. That's just ketchup, mayonnaise, and horseradish sauce. And then season it to taste. That's all that is. Yeah. So
try one of those. And you just put it. Well, then how do you?
So after you cut it, batter it, whatever you're gonna do. Then I made a little envelope foil, a little plate for it to sit on, made of tinfoil. Okay. So just 2 pieces, folded them up, crimped them on the corners.
Yeah.
And then I just put it on the grill. I've been putting it on the top. I think I need to put it on the bottom. And then I turn my grill all the way down, so I get 350. That gets 350 at the top. And I let it go for an hour. And then it's just a taste at that point. So go in there and pluck one out. See if it's what you like. If you like them, if you like a strong onion flavor, you go shorter. If you want to cook some of that onion flavor out, and then you go a little bit longer.
Okay.
And so the kids, I've been super surprised how the kids have liked it. So I've made those early. I bring that in the house and I take the meat out, and they can snack on
devour it.
Yeah, it's gone. Just gone. So a little healthier than you would get at at Outback, or not Outback. Yeah. No.
Yeah,
is it Outback?
The blue onion, yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah. A little healthier if you do it on the grill, So Ken had said look at an acorn. I actually looked at an acorn style at Menards. They had one that was it was a knockoff. I don't know. Certainly it'd be.
Is that like the big green egg?
Yeah, it's insulated, so I just
those are hard to cook on.
Yeah,
because they stay hot, right? Like if you go too hot, good luck getting that thing to cool back down.
Yeah.
Because it just holds that heat in.
Right. Yeah.
So
yeah, I don't know. So I grew up. My dad could not barbecue to save his life. He just was the worst. So when I was in high school, my mom wanted to do burgers and other kinds of stuff, chicken and stuff. So and we just had a Weber. So I kind of grew up on a Weber, and I just like it. I like the taste of it.
Yeah, that's what you grew up on.
So we did gas grill. I've had a gas grill since '94, and then I didn't. I'd grilled burgers, but that was about it. But honestly, over the last couple of years, I've gotten, because of these guys in the chat room, and I've gotten more back into it. And you're like, hey, maybe I could do more on the grill. So, Mark, you have a sickness, my friend.
Yo, Mark, that I've never seen a post look that good. That was food porn, man. That was barbecue porn. That was looked so good this past weekend. Oh man, that was fantastic.
Yeah.
Can I use? That's a very good question.
That
I
is a
think
good
Bittrex.
question.
Bittrex is where I got mine. And you're gonna prove me wrong.
Well, it's not financial advice. You weren't giving financial advice.
No, I wasn't. He just asked in a theoretical world.
If
I was given $100 right now.
Yeah. If I found $100 on the street and I didn't care about it,
I would be right now looking to pull that out as fast as I can.
Let me check on the, because Polonilex got bought by Circle, and I actually expected their exchange to change, but it hasn't really yet. Oh crap! Let's see. So it looks exactly the same as I was expecting. Can I get Saya there? I think you can. Oh, maybe it was Burst. What did I used to look at all the time on here? Oh, well, a Storage A is listed there. Storage. Is SC Saya? Yeah, you can do it on Polonilex. I liked Polonex better when we said, but it's Polonex. Poloniex, I think is how you pronounce that.
I've always said Polonex.
Ken, you can buy it on Poloniex too. It's that's where I initially bought it. I used to trade GRC in and I would take GRC and trade it for Saya coin.
Yep.
Yeah, because both of them are super cheap. I think you can get GRC there as well.
I gotta go talk to Hannah about this robotic mower.
Oh, dude, then if that's what it's going to take, then I think we need to wrap this up.
So I think that's the only thing it's going to take, and then I'm all in.
Then you're in. You can get Burst on Polonilex too.
I can hear the sink running. She's still awake. There's still time.
You said Bittrex. Is that what you thought? You thought it was also traded on Bittrex BI?
But I think I don't know if they're still closed for new users or not. Probably not.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Let's look on Bittrex. I haven't logged into these in a while.
I haven't either.
Maybe that's good. I just been, and it's not. Yeah, I just haven't had much to do on them. Take a look. Bittrex. New IP has been detected. Go to.
I hate that you got to go to your email, and then you got to go open your Google Authenticator app. You got 2FA turned on.
I do. I'm not going to do it. Sorry, Ken. Go to Poloniex. All right, guys. We got to get this Husqvarna vacuum or robot lawnmower going.
Approved.
So
the CFO's got to approve it.
We're going to let you guys go. Thanks for hanging around tonight. We'll be back next Thursday. See you.